Hi. So I have just finished, well, I say finish, I am still fasting. I've decided to end my fast tomorrow morning as opposed to this evening. I was supposed to end my fast about around 7:30, and I just felt it was too late to break my fast and then start eating. So I'm going to break my fast tomorrow morning. I have been fasting since 2021. I have always fasted, and I think this is something that a lot of Zimbabweans and Africans, I think in the Asian community as well, there are quite a lot of communities that intermittent fast without labeling it, without even thinking about the fact that they are fasting. It's just how those communities are designed. Fast forward, moving to the UK, where breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and you chill with a glass of wine and a bowl of popcorn when you're watching TV late at night around 10. So that through the fasting practice that I grew up on. In 2021, actually, in 2020, I had COVID twice. I think three times. But the first time I just thought I had a really bad flu. But then I had COVID and I had long COVID. And then I had a condition called parosmia. Oof, that was awful. Have you ever been in a car with someone that smokes and all the windows are closed? That was that is what I used to smell 24/7. It was absolutely horrendous and horrible. So I went to my GP, and parosmia in 2021 was very new. They just didn't know what it was. They just knew that they connected it to people that had COVID, but there was no treatment for it. I'm not sure if there's treatment for it now, but there was no treatment for it. So I went on a journey to try and heal myself because I just didn't want to feel like that. It was horrible. So I started researching, and I learned that the one thing that I grew up doing without even thinking about it, without even appreciating it, was something that could potentially help my body heal itself, which is fasting. So I started fasting. I obviously didn't start long fasts like I am doing right now. I went back to intermittent fasting. I am very good at doing alternative day fasting. I enjoy alternative day fasting. Alternative day fasting that doesn't even faze me. I can do that easily. I do struggle a little bit with 3-day water fasts. They're just too long for me. But when there's a need, I do them. And right now, I feel like there's a need, and here I am. It's always your own kids, though, isn't it? Miss Elizabeth said to me the other day, she was like, Mommy, wow, your bum has grown so big. Are you getting ready to fight a giant lizard? I was like, yeah, okay. And so it triggered me thinking about the stuff that I was already feeling and just trying to ignore. I've gained a ton of weight. I've gained about, I want to say about 35, 38 pounds in the last couple of years. And so I have been struggling with my weight. I started a TikTok page, and I didn't want to be part of the videos. I just mostly show my hands because when I'm doing the recipe and showing off the food, the recipes and showing off the food that I'm cooking, because I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, oh my God, my face is so chunky. I've gained a lot of weight. So I'm conscious of that. And then my 40th birthday is coming up. And so it was like, I have got to lose weight. I cannot be fat on my 40th birthday. And so I've gone back to long fasts. So there are a myriad of reasons why you should fast. Fasting has been shown to increase insulin sensitivity. It's been shown to reduce inflammation, which aids in healing. It promotes mental clarity. And the biggest one of all that a lot of people are using fasting for is it aids in weight loss significantly, and without you really cutting some foods that you like. I'm not talking about having McDonald's for breakfast. I'm talking about people who are like, oh, I've cut out carbs so I can lose weight. Oh, I have cut out fruits so I can lose weight. That's a discussion for a different day, actually, because I don't get the whole I'm cutting out fruits and fructose and the sugar in fruits, the fear that people have in sugar in fruits. Discussion for a different day. But anyway, I thought I would jump on here and just give you some tips that have helped in my fasting journey and why I highly, highly recommend and think that everyone should fast. I encourage my children to fast. My babies, they're not babies anymore, are they? They keep telling me, Mommy, we're not babies, we're big girls now. But my babies are 5 and the boy is 14. I encourage them to fast all the time. Weekends especially, I push back on breakfast. So instead of the girls waking up and eating breakfast around 8, 9 in the morning, sometimes I'm like, let's go out for a walk, let's go out for a run, let's do something else before you eat. And half the time we start doing stuff and they are not even complaining about hunger until about midday. And then I give them breakfast. We make porridge and then they eat porridge, and then they would eat as if breakfast was lunch. So they would have already skipped breakfast. So they would eat breakfast at lunchtime and then eat a snack around 4 and then just eat dinner. So they'll have 2 meals. And that works for my kids because they're used to that. Obviously, if you're going to start introducing fasting to your own children, then you would need to say, well, it's 8 o'clock right now. Rather than us having breakfast at 8, let's push it back to 9. And the next time you push it back to 9:30. The next time you push it back to 10. And then you build up from that. So 5 tips to make your fasting journey easy. I never used to understand when people used to say plan for your fast, up until I started doing longer fasts, like 3-day fasts, as opposed to alternative day fasting. When I'm doing alternative day fasting, because I find it easy and I enjoy it, I don't need to plan for it. When I have got foods that I'm like, oh, I want to eat that, all I'll tell myself is, today's my non-eating day. I can eat that tomorrow. And that's fine. But when I'm doing 3-day water fasts, I need to plan for that mentally and what's in my fridge, which is quite difficult because obviously I've got a husband and 3 kids in the house. So our fridge has to be stocked. But for me, it's the whole, my husband often buys me sushi, this plant-based sushi that I like whenever he goes food shopping. So when I want to fast, that is the first thing that I'll eat. The second thing that I would suggest you do is, before you do a longer fast, or even if you're a beginner to intermittent fasting, the first thing you're going to need to do before you start fasting is clean up your diet. I have done fasting when I have binged out, ate a whole lot of processed foods and junk food and drank wine, and then try to fast. That is like setting yourself up for failure. You will struggle with that fast. Clean out all the processed foods, the processed sugars. Obviously, I'm not talking about fruits. Again, a conversation for a different day, right? Eat healthy foods that will actually nourish your body. So that's the second tip. The third thing, when you're fasting, is if you are doing a 3-day dry fast, I have got respect for you. Dry fast is hard. So if you are doing a dry fast, Godspeed. But if you're like me and you stick to water fasting, then hydrate. Hydration is key. Drink plenty of water. For me, what I find makes my fasting easier is drinking warm water. It gives me the illusion of feeling satiated for a few hours. Let's be honest, when you're fasting, water can become boring. So I limit 2 cups of lemon water. So I just squeeze lemon and then put some warm water and then drink that. Or when I'm really, really, really struggling and I still want to continue with my fast, then I will drink a very weak black coffee. So usually it's like a teaspoon of black coffee in this mug. Not even a generous teaspoon, just a teaspoon of black coffee in this mug. That again gives me the illusion of feeling a little bit satiated, and then I keep going. Or green tea. So for me, when I'm doing my fast, those are the 3 things that I consume: water, black coffee, but I limit that to 2 cups. And what I often do is, when I have made my black coffee in this, I will drink about half and then leave that. And then when I am struggling and feeling quite hungry, I will top this up with hot water. I won't add any additional coffee. Just top this up with hot water and drink that. So for me, that will be my 2 cups of coffee. And then with green tea, I just drink 1 cup of green tea if I'm struggling. However, like on the day that I'm fasting, I will drink either 2 cups of coffee or 1 cup of green tea and then stick to water. That is my version of dirty fasting. I don't like to consume more than that. Tip number 4, go to bed early. If you're used to snacking whilst you're relaxing, so a lot of us have got this habit of watching TV after a long day and with a bowl of popcorn, a glass of wine, some chocolate. Then when you're relaxing, because you associate your relaxation time with eating, you're going to want to eat and you're going to struggle. So go to bed early. Tip number 5, go for a walk when you're fasting. I used to think that 3-day fast means I would need to be in bed, I would need to save my energy. But you will be surprised how going for a stroll, half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, energizes you. And especially if you're struggling and you're just thinking about food, then drink some water and go for a walk. It helps. I am going to leave you with some additional tips. The bonus tip that I would share is get yourself an accountability partner, especially if you're a beginner at fasting. They come in very handy. When you have an accountability partner, then there is no, oh, I'll just eat that and leave it for tomorrow. If you make a commitment to say, we are starting on this day, then you will start on that day. I have got an accountability partner, my YOLO friend, who I have done fasting with, I have done plant-based life with, but these days she is on her words, not mine, fed girl days. So she's not she's not about this life. But for me, because I'm not a beginner at fasting, I can very much make decisions to say I'm going to do a 3-day water fasting and I can stick to it. But also I am part of a fasting female group on Facebook, and seeing other people's results really pushes you and it helps. Before you start fasting, you need to do a little bit of research. It makes your life so much easier. I will link in some of the people that I swear by, some of the people that I follow religiously, especially when I'm fasting and I'm struggling a little bit. I just go into their YouTube pages and I watch videos. They remind me of my why, and I keep going even when I'm struggling. Fasting isn't going to be easy. It's a struggle, it's a skill that you have to just keep practicing and keep getting better at. But I promise you, once you start fasting, it becomes easier. It makes life easy, because then you're not just thinking about what can I eat less of, what can I eat in order to lose weight, what food groups can I cut to try and lose weight. When you're fasting, for me, the worst thing you could possibly ever say to me is cut out carbs. I live on bread. I love bread. I love sadza. That's a traditional food that we eat. I don't know, I know in African countries it's called different things, from shima to I loads of names. Forgive me, I can't come up with the names, but I know loads of names. So for me, the whole business of cut out carbs, cut out fat, cut out sugar, I can't do it. I love fruits, I love sadza, I love bread. So fasting works for me. I do hope that you have learned something from my video and that it will inspire you, and I will inspire you to lose weight. I have got a target for this month because my birthday is in a month's time. My birthday is in a month's time. So I've got a target to lose at least 30 pounds. No, at least 20 pounds in October. So I will come back end of October and let you know how much weight I have lost through long fasts. I will definitely be doing, I think the maximum that I will do is about 3 days, 4 days. But I'm going to try and push myself, because that's what I've always done. I'm going to push myself a little bit and do a 5-day water fast. Whether I will succeed, we have to wait and see. Thank you for watching.